just check how you sound with. I think a lot of people have inner voices, a lot of inner thoughts, a lot of what they call inner demons and angels, and like the good side and the bad side, and then the middle side, and so on and so forth. So if you have, inner thoughts, if you got voices in your head, not like in a schizophrenic sense, but of course in like a sense that there is a voice inside us that listens to us, we can command it, and at the same time it speaks on its own, as if we're not using our own head to talk. It's like that voice is there. Like, I remember I had these habits that I had got from my father, like some habits that I felt like my brain can handle that situation, or my brain is aware that this is going on, and I'm bringing myself out of the emotional side of myself, and I'm trying to like use my head. But then some hormonal or some I feel like my body is reacting in a certain way to something, and that body reaction to something, like if you ever have been on a fight, how many of us can control our heads during that point in time when, let's say, you're defending yourself or you're going to hit someone? That idea, that reaction or action, what if you could control that? What if you could like tell your inner self that no, I'm not going to do that, or I am going to do that? Like, let's say if you're someone who's as skinny as me and who's, let's say, terrified of somebody's going to hit them, where does that energy come from to fight back and hit a jab, like just throw one, even though you know that he can beat your ass, but you still, you go there and you fight. I always wanted to control that voice inside my head because I had been reacting to things, I think. And I think most people also just react to things, I think. Yeah, there's a lot of reaction outside. And action is difficult, I think, as well. Like making this video or allowing yourself to talk, even. Like, it's even after making this video, I'm gonna be like, whoa, why the hell did I even make that? Like these long format videos, it's already 14 minutes. But it's just that I don't know if aliens are going to watch this or anyone. This is not, I don't think if right now, right now at this time in my life, I'm not thinking about how to make money off of Instagram or of YouTube. I'm not going to waste my time in making myself that, let's say, I can do video editing. I can do the flashy lights, cuts, and edit and all of that. And I know that there is a background story. There are B rolls, and then you have a background storytelling, voiceover done, and put some elements and have a plot, like have an introduction, middle, and end, and strategize the content accordingly. But making money off of that as well. I've done that. I've done that already, so I know. And like I've done that for people other than myself. And so I was like, I'm making this for someone else. But I just realized that that would be selfish of me as well if I think about, oh, I'm profiting someone else out of my skill. I think it's not that bad. I think it's just that I'm sick and tired of a few things, and I just start seeing them negatively. But yeah, I have some plans, and yeah, gonna execute them as well. Um, but yeah, like I see so less real people out here. Like we're participating in world wars, and what's happening and what's not happening. We're being the voice of the voiceless, and it's so painful. Like no matter how many protests or what you do, it's like the people who have the power, they don't give a shit. They're just gonna bomb children because they have. When I think about this, Mike, I think about all the things that I could have said and I did not choose to say it. And then I also think about all the things that I could say, but I don't. This is a very powerful tool right here. You know, the toughest thing that there is to just accept yourself as you are. I do think that with age, I've gotten some sense about life and how it works and how it is. But it doesn't matter because then the quotient, when this concept of winning in life was introduced, or words like success, I sure feel a lot behind in life. I should clip it over here. How about that? Like, it's so hard to sit with myself right now making this video because most amount of my mind is consumed by how I'm looking over here. Even the things that, you know, you don't want to think about, you start thinking about them when this thing gets on. And then I have to, some people are able to channelize or become something completely different when they are in front of the camera. While, you know, like some people use an alter ego perhaps to to become something that people might want to watch. And then there are people who are as they are in real life and present themselves as they are. But any form of video that is put out on social media are put out either by the desire of fame and money, or perhaps is, you know, providing some sort of service to mankind by indulging or portraying or showing effective, healthy lifestyle that not just promotes a healthy lifestyle, it also um, helps in helping the humans to be either disciplined, fit, that sort of thing. But then where do I lie? Like I live between two worlds. It feels like that, where I juggle with either to be someone who I am not, like use an altar who speaks loudly or who speaks at a tone which is not this tone, for instance. Or I just try to be raw and not use my head, not use that filter that I have inside me and just rant and go on a tangent about something. I used to think, you know, there's this. I love The Office. I've always loved watching The Office. I think it's therapeutical and funny at the same time. Just there's so many emotions involved while watching that show, and mostly happy emotions, and it makes you feel happy, I think. and in that, Ed Helms, who played, okay, I'm gonna get a lot of slack for this. Ed Helms played, oh my god, uh, okay, you know what I'm talking about if you watched The Office. So Ed Helms says a line which says, if there was a way to know if we're already in the better days or the good days, you know, like most of my life, I've been thinking, yes, that day will come. I auditioned, I wrote scripts, and sometimes I feel like that is my niche, writing scripts and cooking up stories. And so, yeah, hmm, I, like I said, see, the moment I looked at the camera, I just forgot. It feels like that. Yeah, so like I was saying, all my life I've tried to, live the good days, live in the hopes to find, to actually have the good days. And I think sometimes I feel like maybe I've had mine already, and then, but life has its his crests and troughs, so we know that something worse is going to happen, and then something good perhaps might happen, something good will happen, and perhaps something worse might happen. So you never know. So life is like that. And I think talking to yourself, or if you don't have anyone, this shit is pretty good at that, like as using the camera and this channeling your inner thoughts, if you can't have anyone to talk to, I think. So, yeah, I think it helps as well to just realize what's been going on inside your head. But I think, yes, at the same time, it like, you can't say that if you're on social media, there has to be something that brings you here. It's not just going to be. I don't think it was just going to be famous and rich. Like a lot of people, for a lot of people, their livelihood, or you know the desire to make money off of this thing, leads them to paths where it may seem artificial, but I think I will have to take that back as well, because there already are people whose content that I have consumed, the videos that I've watched, they feel very close to reality, and it feels like they've put their heart and soul into it. Apart from, how people have been commercializing art and all of that. But I think the most effective way to reach an audience is to be as simple and as, like, not hard, you know, with the words that you say or how you say it, the kind of tone you use. Like if you're speaking loudly or trying to grab their attention, of course you'll get some level of retention. But what next? Like, you know, um, so I think what I'm realizing is that your tone in which you talk determines a lot of aspects. Like the tone of voice itself can be therapeutic to yourself in so many ways, I think. Like, just wonder how you speak normally and then how you talk to yourself, or your mind's voice,